Hello, everybody. Welcome to Show and Telling the
I have told you so many times to please not sing.
It's verified
It's
number
so
one there.
Bad.
So bad.
Just being honest, that's what friends are for.
It's Monty, Stacey and Mel here with you in this really weird time. Our last podcast we recorded because we went away for a little bit. So we recorded before the fires. Like, they were obviously happening, but they really took off. I got home last night from a couple of weeks in Byron Bay with my family, back to Melbourne where I live, and we had to circle for an hour in the air because the smoke was so bad that it wasn't visible enough to land. So there was a backload of planes wanting to land. And then I got out of the plane and I was like to Sam, we've got to go back to Byron Bay. Like right now, I freaked out. I couldn't see quite properly. And because I was so removed from it, I was living through Instagram and I'm like, it's so sad. This is so sad. But sometimes it's really hard to drop in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And even with something so full on, when you are quite removed, and even in, where we live in Melbourne, we're still really removed besides the smoke. So, but it's hard to really get what's going on. When there's so much in your face, you become a little bit immune to it.
Yeah, you do. You see those first few
desensitizing,
things and you're like, oh my God. But then after a while, you're like, okay, there's fires.
Becomes normal.
It's awful. Yeah.
It does. It becomes a new normal. But then when you actually sit on it, it is so...
When you see smoke in your neighbourhood,
Yeah.
it's confronting.
And even though what's going on in our neighbourhood is
nothing.
compared to what other people are facing, I was like, oh my God, this is... because also I've recently lost my mum. I'm at that stage of being paranoid about...
Hyper aware of stuff.
Yeah, like
Health
Sam, while we were away, my partner, while we were away, had a headache. I'm like, book into the doctor. Like everything's cancer to me. And so getting off the flight and seeing all of the smoke, I'm like, oh my God, the carcinogenic air, we're all breathing this in. Like this is going to be one of those, the asbestos in the roof. It's not going to hit us for like 20 years, 30 years down the track, and then we're all going to be fucked.
It's like you're walking into a Winnie Blue compression session.
Yeah, apparently there's an app that you can download that shows you the smoke in your area, how many cigarettes it is equivalent to smoking.
Oh God,
geez,
who wants to know that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to know that.
Nah.
But they were saying, I read this morning, last night in Melbourne, Melbourne had the worst air quality in the world last night. Last night was terrible.
Really?
It's bad today, but where I am, last night was shocking.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hectic.
Scary, isn't it?
So obviously, this is the main thing everybody is talking about, and we absolutely will cover it. And we were at that, we were messaging a lot on WhatsApp while I was away because I was posting different things as well. Like I had stayed at a house that was part contra that I wanted to stay at, and so I did a deal with them, and so in return I do social for them. And it felt so strange putting up things during the fires, where it was like everyone went quiet for a while, and then you're like, okay, when is it okay to post other things? And I like in the feed where there is a mix of things.
Yeah, and there was actually quite a good, I can't even think of who posted it, but someone posted this long message basically saying
It was Beck
no
Judd.
one's good to anyone if they're not still doing their businesses, making money,
That's right.
churning over, because we can't help if we're not living properly and making, like you got to be able to give back.
Well,
too,
essentially,
so you got to
go
keep
back
your life going
to work. Yeah, and a lot of us make money through social media.
That's right, yeah.
But it does just seem insensitive, and you can be doing things like posting about your trip, which did feel very strange, but very aware of what is going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's just such a strange time, isn't it?
No.
And with this podcast, we'll obviously cover it, but we will talk about other things as well, because you need a little escape from
we
the
do.
brutal
Need some
reality.
relief.
So let's kick off with your highlight, Mel.
My highlight is from a sex toy company called, it's a Brisbane sex toy supplier called Geeky Sex Toys. They have released a special edition donation dildo. It's $69.
Brilliant.
$69. That in itself is brilliant. And all the proceeds go towards bushfire recovery. So get yourself a dildo.
So the base of the dildo is the map of Australia.
It's the best. No, so it's yellow and gold, obviously. The dick is yellow with a koala at the base of it, like a koala embossed in it. And then the bottom, like the bit you would hold, I guess, is a green Australia.
Yeah, so like you
Australia.
can sit it up on the green, like the
Yeah.
green Australia, you can sit your dick up on the green Australia.
What a gift for your bestie.
What
A
helping-
gift. Could you actually use it though?
Yeah, it's a dick.
Yeah, but
Shove it up there.
all right. So if I get you one, you're actually going to use it.
Well, I don't see what the pleasure is with those things.
No.
No, neither do I.
I don't get it.
I didn't for a long time even know the difference between a dildo and a vibrator. I'm
Well,
like,
a
what's the
dildo
difference?
is
Oh, I don't
It's
actually
just
know.
the
Of course you
thing.
don't.
It's just the thing.
Like,
Why
it
are
doesn't
you-
vibrate at all.
No,
Why are you
it's just-
flicking your hand like that at
No,
me?
like I'm trying to
Like you've got a
smack you
baseball
with
bat.
one. I'm trying to smack you with one. Yeah, it's like just a cast, like a plastic.
Oh, it's just a rubber nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
right.
the dildo is literally just the shape of penis, and
Oh.
it's like your plastic kind of where
Right,
the
okay.
vibrator vibrates.
yeah, right.
and
How
it's
about
made
that?
with 100%
Clearly I
body
don't know
safe
one.
silicone.
Yeah. Anyway, well that's
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love
Get on it. Just don't buy me one.
Okay, what's your highlight, Stace?
My highlight is how fucking epic. First of all, Celeste Barber. I know obviously her audience is far and wide. Like she's extremely famous on Instagram.
Yeah.
But just her alone, obviously, but then just the amount of people donating that don't live in the country. It's obviously the
know.
power of social media, but my highlight this last few weeks has just been watching people donate money just because of the greater good of like, well, obviously it's got related to climate change and all those sort of things. But the amount of money people are donating outside of Australia is incredible.
Amazing.
And
I know.
her alone, she's already up to $50 million in a week.
It's so incredible.
Like our
isn't
government can't do it better than the people are doing it.
No.
Like the people
No.
are doing their job for them.
it? You know what is interesting?
me
though?
goosebumps.
It does. It gives me goosebumps too. Where during times like this, you go, "Fuck, Aussies are brilliant."
Brilliant.
Like
I
when you
know.
just go, "All right, what needs to be done? Let's get
Yep.
out there and do it." But because it's such a huge, like, there's no fires in history like this, right?
No, there's not.
And so people overseas are like, "Oh my God, we're so screwed." Because what's the difference between us and anywhere else?
that's right.
You know, and people like Bette Midler,
I know.
and you know,
No.
just
Just
queens like
it's
that.
even just collectively as a world.
It is.
Yeah.
Everyone's banding together to help. You know?
what is interesting though is no matter how much any celebrity gets, it's just not enough from
Yes.
the people as well. So we're very good at going, come on, let's band together and let's do this and this is great. But then, oh my God, she only gave $1 million. Like that's not
Yeah.
even loose change to her.
The only one you can't judge is Selena Gomez. She gave $5 million.
Did she?
Yeah, she did.
$5 million, just bang like
No,
that.
but
You're like, good
Stace,
on you.
Just so on a
It'd be
side note,
$5,000.
That's
to
like us giving $50 probably.
No, like us giving. Yeah, maybe.
You
I
know.
said 5,000, but you're probably right. It's probably $50.
Oh, maybe 5,000 is more like it. But I'm guilty of this because yesterday I read that Jeff Bezos, he's the guy who owns Amazon. He's like the world's richest man or something. He's worth $106 billion. He gave $1 million. And I read it and I said to my husband, Mark, I said, oh, just $1 million? I don't know. And he goes, but $1 million is $1 million.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
How do you know what he's donating to, other
Yes,
causes or whatever?
that's
And I
right.
thought, that's so true. I had to check
yeah,
myself.
you do not know what they are actually doing because it's also a very different thing to donate and then publicly announce what you've
Then-
donated.
yes, yeah.
So
It's
there'd
like
be
the Kardashians getting slaughtered because they were saying they
Yes.
weren't going to donate. That's what they said. One of them
They
said
were or weren't?
they weren't going
said
to
that?
because
One of
they
the
use their
Kardashians?
money. They do other stuff, which
Yeah.
is their call, whatever. It's their money. But then Kylie Jenner obviously said she was going to donate $1 million after the fact of all the mess, and her like Gucci slippers were in it,
Yeah.
and everyone just slaughtered her. It's like, mate, they're probably giving their money to a lot of other things. Obviously, they live a lavish life,
Yeah.
but they're probably giving money to a lot of things. Like
With
little
hands
Australia to them is probably not,
down.
It
It's just funny though where you go, duh, God, is that all? Where it's
I know.
it's super generous amount and people give what they're comfortable giving or what
Yeah.
they can give.
Yeah.
It's like it's all I don't know, it's just funny how
some people value it more than others. Some people, like Leonardo DiCaprio, he's going to give more money because he spends his life valuing the environment. Some people don't. Some people call bullshit on it. You know?
still a lot of people call
Yeah.
bullshit on global warming.
Do you know what this is the polar opposite to the celebrity giving, right? The other day I was driving to my local shops and there was a little boy on the side of the road with his mum. He'd set up a lemonade stand,
Yeah.
$1 for a lemonade. I was like, I pulled over and I said, I don't want a lemonade, but just for this little kid, I said, here's $5. It was nothing, but just eyes lit up. He was so excited. And I thought, God, that's such a little kids.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm raising money because I want to buy whatever.
Yeah.
They're raising
Totally.
it for
For
other
other
people.
people.
There's such a message in it.
Yeah.
Well, it's also just
Everybody.
like raising their social conscience, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Like I made my kids do chores to make money to donate, you know,
Yes.
like stuff like that, just so they're aware of there's something going on. You need to contribute.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because how else do they learn?
No,
Like,
and they're such little narcissist kids
aren't
that
they?
it's like, yeah.
Fascinating.
What gets the kids the most is the animals. Like
Yeah.
my son,
so true.
Baxter, who's 8, is obsessed with animals, like hounding me like nothing else for a dog. Like it is draining me.
Don't
Think
do it.
I'm not
very
going
long
to
and
do it.
hard.
Yeah, I know. You've got the dog. You've got stories about your dog, which is great. We'll get to that at some
another
point.
time.
But yeah, when it's like, he's like, is there only 2 koalas left in the world? Like, you know, when their mind can't think
Yeah.
of bigger numbers. I'm like, no, there's more than that, but it's not good.
Not enough. Yeah.
No, it is scary.
What's your highlight?
My highlight is, I totally forget now.
Oh,
Forget what my highlight
didn't
is.
write it down.
Didn't write it down. Normally I have everything in the old.
Oh, yeah, that real sharp thing up there you got going on. Jesus Christ. Oh.
I know, I'm so sorry.
It was working with me and Stace, wasn't it?
You know she knows she's up shit creek because she can't even make one up right now. Look at her.
I can't make
I
one.
can
I've
see
got
it's
nothing in
blank.
there.
Oh.
It's empty.
Did it have something to do with pizza?
Oh, okay, yes. So here we go. Here it is. You got it. Thank you, Mel.
It's all right.
It's very hard to think of everything on my own.
Oh, you got a tough life.
I'm mourning.
How do the rest of us do it?
Okay, so here's the thing. A Danish pizzeria has come up with a pizza and it is ham and kiwi fruit.
That's preposterous.
So it's sliced kiwi fruit all spread out all over the pizza. And some people are like, this is great. Other people are like, this is complete rubbish. I am like, ew. But then I do not want to eat a pizza that doesn't have pineapple on it.
Yeah, and it's not that dissimilar.
No, it's not. What's the
No,
difference?
It is gross though. Kiwi's not as good as pineapple.
Do you know what the difference is? I think the pineapple they use on a Hawaiian pizza is tinned
It's
sweet pineapple.
Yeah.
Right? You don't get tinned kiwi fruit.
No,
Kiwi fruit's
true.
quite tart. Can't they just, I mean, whatever, go for your life and offer that at your pizzeria. But I'm like, some things, just leave them. There's enough flavours.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
There's
so
flavours for
funny,
everybody.
the outrage though. Like it's something as simple as this that just gets everyone
going.
talking. Oh, that's fucked. That's disgusting.
Yeah, but people are like that with pineapple on pizza too.
Yeah,
People
they
get
are, they
very
are.
upset about
Aren't they?
pineapple on pizza.
Oh my God, to me, a bit of pineapple is just like a joy. It's like
Yeah, I like
it's
it
just
too.
like a rainbow in my mouth.
I know.
A bit of
I know.
pineapple that you just crunchy like, oh, this the sweetness.
I
so
know.
good.
There goes the positivity. She's
Oh,
back.
back. Yeah, I'm not into kiwi on a pizza though. Going from kiwi fruit on pizza over to Meghan and Harry.
Big news.
Yeah, so they're totally like saying they don't want people's money. They want to make their own and they're out. I reckon Megsy wants to go back on Skins or whatever show she was on.
Skins, it suits. I'm not surprised at all. You're such a wanker. I'm not surprised at all, but I naively just thought it
They
was
would
not
never
an
do it.
option.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't know they could actually say, hey, peace out.
Of course they would have to. Of course if they didn't want to be a part of something, they would be allowed to be let out. But
Yeah.
it just hasn't happened really.
No. I
It
don't
has
blame her at
happened.
all.
It has happened in history. The Queen's grandfather, I don't know what his name was, but he fell in love with an American woman
Yes.
and left him. Is it abdicated? Is that what it's
I
called?
think so, but I don't know if that or because he wanted to stay with her. So
Yeah.
did you watch that in was it called The Crown, that show?
No, I don't watch The Crown.
Oh yeah, so
I
that's
heard
what
it. I
it
just
it
heard
was
it.
on
Yes.
that. So I think and she was previously married. So they were used to be
Yeah.
very
Oh,
strict.
that's right. That's where I saw it.
It was the Queen's uncle.
Yes.
So her dad,
Her dad's
okay.
brother.
Yes.
That's right.
So her dad took over as
Yep.
king and then she became queen after her dad passed. So because originally he was king, but he couldn't be with this American woman. So he had to step down. But I get it because they're, like he's like this, the paparazzi that follows us basically killed my mum.
That's
Like,
not
he
gonna,
just
I
wants
don't think
out.
that's going to change though.
I don't think it'll
That's
change
It's going to make it
either.
worse. It's going to make it worse.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to be more in the public eye because she's going to be working. They're going to be going back and forth. There's going to be people chasing on both continents.
Yeah,
it's
I
going to
know.
be hardcore. But you also can't blame her because there was this one thing I read on Facebook about this woman posting this thing about like, oh, so she's getting slaughtered, but she gave up her career, moved to his country, blah, 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 blah. And now all of a sudden they're dividing and he'll still do a bit of work, but she's allowed to work and she's getting caned for it. Like, but people are saying, well, she knew what she was getting into. It's not an option to do this, but it is.
You
like,
can't
can
know,
change.
though. There's no
know.
way you could know, because they got to, like, they were probably secretly seeing each other for quite a while.
Yeah.
Then they got married and then thrust into this fucking bizarre medieval type world almost. Like, I like that we have the royal family though. Like, I do. I just enjoy that. It's very strange.
It is,
obviously.
because as you get older, you realise like, oh, it's just kind of made up.
Yeah,
like
they don't
they're just
have-
making money.
They don't have any
pretending-
power either.
No,
Well, they
don't.
kind of do. Like they actually kind of do in the UK have some power. Like the Prime Minister doesn't make decisions without talking to them
no
first.
way.
No,
Yes,
it's
but
quite a joint
It,
thing.
I didn't know
is,
that.
but he still has the power over
Of
them.
course,
so
but
they don't.
if they
really,
don't back him, like if they're not, like they can pull the public as much as they can. Do you know what I mean? Like they use the monarchy to be able to back them to get the public to buy into what they're doing.
yes.
So if they were to say no, we don't agree with it, then it's going to be some backlash because people believe in the monarchy more than they believe in their government, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like that they are there, but then with this, I'm like, oh my god, it's all going to unravel. Like,
But
it's
it's
not.
made it very interesting. Like the royals are pretty boring, I reckon, but this has made them really interesting.
Spicy.
But there's a real narrative around it being her.
Yes.
She's come in and she's
Yeah.
the troublemaker. And I shouldn't laugh, but my brother sent me a meme yesterday and it was so funny. It was a picture on one side of Yoko Ono saying, I broke up the Beatles. And then the other side was Meghan Markle just said, hold my beer.
Poor thing though.
I know, because you really can't blame her. You can't. But the truth is, Harry probably wouldn't have left his senior role there if he had a wife that was into it.
No,
Yeah.
of course not.
And maybe he had always thought of it and he needed the courage or the push to do it.
Maybe.
Yeah, who
don't know.
knows?
I mean, he's not going to be king ever anyway.
I wonder what Wills and Kate say. I wonder if they're like, oh, fuck, we wanted to do that. Or
Nah, I reckon they're right
'Cause he's
into
gonna
it.
be king, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's gonna be king.
Well, Harry's like 16th in line or something,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Would you ever give up your job for your partner? Like, she worked hard to get where she was.
She did work hard.
So would you, let's give the scenario, Stace, of, Mike wanting to move somewhere or be doing something that was like, no, you can't do that. I don't know if I could do it, because do you know what I mean? Like, relationships get really bloody hard.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So at the start, you'd go, yeah, of course I can compromise like that. Get 5 years down the track and you would just want to fucking rip their head off.
Yeah, you would.
Do you know what I
That's a
mean?
whole
I
different
know.
level though. That's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you
that's
can't
so,
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I could never agree to. But just moving and being able to keep working is a different thing for me. But what she gave up is there is just no way.
It'd be so hard, wouldn't it?
That
But at
honeymoon
the
period wears
start,
off and you're like, this isn't
Yes.
fun. What am I doing?
because relationships are all about compromising. And so once the fun and the initial, or excitingness of it has worn off, you're just left with compromise every day. And if you're not doing what you want to do, it's just going to break you.
Can you imagine if just by, and hopefully it doesn't happen, but can you imagine if the Queen died soon? Can you imagine the
It's probably going to happen.
Can you imagine the explosion of Harry killed his grandmother?
Oh, yeah.
She died of stress or a broken heart or
Piers
something.
Morgan doesn't help the issue. Have you,
Oh,
do you see the
he's a
shit he
Piece
says?
of shit, that
Oh,
man.
mate, shut up.
So what does Piers Morgan do exactly?
just hates her.
Yeah, he just hates the. He's like a correspondent now. He's such a dick. But,
But he's purposely controversial. Like
Purposely.
says, like, that Katie Hopkins?
No.
She just purposely comes out and says stuff that's awful.
Yeah.
Just to get the response. And it does get the response.
Is Katie Hopkins English?
Yeah, she's
Right.
a journalist. You'd know her if you saw her face. She's
he
just
just rips him
terrible.
to shreds. He just rips her to shreds. Like, you knew what you married into. It's like,
Right.
you don't really though. Like, she was an independent woman. It wasn't like Kate and Wells were dating since they were in high school and she knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah,
Megan was
that's right.
40 basically when she started that.
Yeah.
It's hardcore.
Hey, just going from royalty to Australian royalty, I was just in Byron Bay and dined with a Hemsworth.
Did not.
Did too.
Did not.
Did too.
What? It walked across the front of the store? Did they walk across the glass, in front of the glass?
No,
You're inside
Matt
there,
Damon did one time. He was standing at Combi, which you get your smoothies at, and I was there and I angled my phone so it looked like I was just
You're
text
so
messaging,
that
but I
girl.
took a photo of him. Anyway, did it again. Got a Hemsworth. Luke. The poor
So
guy.
you didn't get
You know
one?
what? I almost wasn't going to say it because the poor guy is just
He's one of us. It's okay.
Does he look?
It's people like you who are making him seem like he should
You
be
laughed.
more.
Why did you laugh when I said
Because you
Luke?
built it up like
Well,
it was a Hemsworth. He is a Hemsworth, but he's just he's just a Joe Blow like us.
Well, he's actually a very successful actor, you
Is
know.
he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Is he really?
Yeah, he's over in the States.
Clearly
He's got
not, but yes.
no, he's got like a long-running drama going. I don't know what it's
no
called.
one knows about it.
A lot of people do, but we
Okay.
don't. But anyway, he's like as short as me, so he's like 5'3".
No.
He's tiny.
Oh.
The brothers are tall, aren't they?
He's tiny and he's very stocky. He's got a beautiful face. Wears a lot of friendship
that's-
bands.
I'm sure he's
That
really
is
lovely.
The most backhanded.
It's like when people say, but I'm sure he's really lovely.
Yeah, or that's the worst compliment. You know, people go, "Oh, she's got a really pretty face." She's got a pretty face.
You know what he had on though is friendship bracelets.
Did he?
Quite a lot.
Did he?
Yes.
It's the Byron Bay thing, isn't
They're
it?
coming back.
Do you think?
Yeah, they
Friendship
must. They must be
bracelets.
coming back. They must be coming back.
I don't know. I don't know if they're coming. I don't know if friendship bracelets are okay
I
on a
reckon
guy.
they might.
You
I
know
reckon
who
they
else
might be
wears a
coming
bit of
back.
man jewelry? Carl Stefanovic, I've noticed.
He does.
Oh.
Yes.
Don't judge.
There's
I'm
only
not.
some people that can get away with
Yeah.
that.
Who?
Not Carl Stefan.
Jason Momoa can get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to
yes.
be a
fair call.
Big.
Tribal kind of
Yeah,
deliciousness.
you have to look a bit like a hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Luke
Earth
Hemsworth
Mother.
is very clean cut. But if you notice, the famous one? Sorry, my mind's so gone. Chris Hemsworth. He always has like bangles and
Yeah, he does.
they're into the wrist jewelry.
They're into wristies.
I
Hey,
don't
I think
know.
they grew up in Foot. Did they grow up in Footscray?
No, Phillip Island.
They are massive Western Bulldogs dog supporters.
Yeah, they are.
Massive.
Massive Western Bulldog supporters. But they grew up in Phillip Island. Like, that's where Marley went to visit the parents and stuff. His mum was there too.
Oh.
But I just was eating my fish and I looked, I'm like, dining with a Hemsworth, guys. And everyone whiplash.
He wouldn't know that, like people going,
Yeah, it's
oh,
so
you can't
obvious.
see what I'm doing, but just like holding the phone down and secretly taking a photo.
Oh,
They
I hope
wouldn't
they
know
don't
the
notice.
moves.
God, it'd be such a buzzkill walking around knowing people taking photos of you all the time.
Oh, well, they
imagine?
hands down would know. Absolutely, you would know.
course.
If you stand, if
Aussies
he-
are pretty chilled in Byron though, aren't they?
totally chilled, but they still are talking about him. There's no way they're not really like, just out of the side of your mouth, there's Luke Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Like me, guys, we're dining with a Hemsworth. Like everyone, of course they are if you
Yeah.
recognise somebody.
That would
And
be
if you're
so
saying it, imagine
uncomfortable.
what other people are saying. You're the least starstruck person on the planet.
Yeah, but it's still enough to take a photo of old mates'
Yeah.
wrist jewels. All right, guys, we're out of here. Hey, head to our socials, Show and Tell online. We'll put up a picture of the pizza, the kiwi fruit pizza, for you to check it out. Let us know what you think about it. We do get your emails. We read all your messages. And thank you for leaving comments on iTunes. 'Cause it helps bump us up.
Yeah, we need it.
Does.
All right.
And our morale. It really bumps up our morale.
Yeah, it actually does. That's more importantly.
We do. We screenshot it and send it around to each other. I'm like, yes. So also, if you want to send an email, Stacey, Stacey at showandtellonline.com.au. If there's anything you want us to cover, you want us to talk about, and we will be back next week.
Toot toot.
Ciao.
Bye.